Yes, now ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Thomas Vance YouTube channel. Busy schedule today for the channel. I think I'm likely to have 2 videos go up today. Yesterday we had the stand and deliver prediction. Stand and deliver is today, and WrestleMania Night 1 is today. Today we are providing Smackdown review in this video, and then later on today we will give WrestleMania Night 1 predictions. Coming tomorrow we have stand and deliver reaction and WrestleMania Night 2 predictions. Then come Monday we'll have WrestleMania Night 2 reactions, and then so on and so forth for Raw, NXT and Smackdown as the weeks commence. But busy couple of days. Let's react to Smackdown last night. It was a busy one, there's a lot to talk about, so I'm going to try and talk quick, but please forgive me if I get a bit lost, I get a bit confused, because this wasn't just Smackdown, this was Smackdown and Raw in one. They had everything combined. Now, let's first talk about the first match out. The thing I was most excited for, besides John Cena obviously, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Now, I'll be honest, initially I was disappointed. Why was I disappointed? Well, because normally the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal looks quite prestigious, and it is a prestigious thing to win. It's not had many winners, and now it just looks a bit lackluster. You know, it used to be on WrestleMania, on the main card, even on the kickoff, it was still something. But now it's just on SmackDown, and it's not. It doesn't feel that special. But also, when we look back through the years, we had big names in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you know, like we had the Big Show, you know, like the first one I was Cesaro, then it was Big Show, you know, and we even had Big Shaq in there at one time, you know, Big Shaquille O'Neal. Matt Hardy won one year, you know, like, it was all the mid-card people, and there's still lots of people who aren't on the WrestleMania card who could have been in that match, which, to be fair, the majority of them were. Maybe Randy Orton could have been there. You know, Randy Orton could have won. That would have made a lot of sense, surely, right? Randy Orton doesn't have a WrestleMania match. Let him win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then give us the surprise WrestleMania match. That makes perfect sense. But regardless, despite the match being a bit lackluster, you know, it started off very slow. There was obviously the cool, flashy, dramatic eliminations. But once we neared the end of this battle royal, it got so much better. I think it came down to the final 4 of Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade, Rey Fenix, who I genuinely thought was going to win because he came out first, and I thought WWE are going to make him win. Which I'm glad he didn't, because I feel like, although he's very talented and he's paid his dues with wrestling, he's new to WWE, and it would be a bit of a slap in the face to all the people who've worked their rosters off in WWE just to get something. And the 4th final one was Carmelo Hayes. Now these men, Carmelo Hayes, Rey Fenix, Andrade, you can imagine them to all have chemistry as high flyers and fast wrestlers. Shinsuke Nakamura is a bit more technical, but I'm glad, because you know why? This let him shine a lot more, even just in the few minutes he had in this final 4. It reminded me of old, like, NXT early main roster Shinsuke Nakamura, where he was amazing in the ring. And his moves were hard hitting, and he was put in there with the right people, which was great. Shinsuke was then eliminated, and then the whole of American Made was in there, including Chad Gable. Chad Gable obviously is going to wrestle Rey Mysterio as El Grande Americano, but obviously they're trying to play as if that's not Chad Gable, so Chad Gable was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Then he got eliminated, and El Grande Americano snuck in and helped eliminate Rey Fenix, which I'm kind of glad, because it meant he wasn't going to win. It came down to Andrade and Carmelo Hayes, and out of them two, I really was not bothered who would win out of them two. And then they alluded back to the Best of 7 series I had last year, and I thought, again, how poetic. WWE are on point with their storytelling, and just the chemistry they had and the moves they were hitting on each other, like, it was so clean. Like, the crowd was alive for it, because they were some of the best moves they've hit all year, and it was in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. But then eventually Carmelo Hayes got the win in the best way possible. Like, they both remember on the ropes, he surfed the ropes, slipped the legs, and he went flying. It was great. Yeah, yeah, and I hope it actually opens up a lot of opportunities for Carmelo Hayes, because I feel like the main roster was slowly starting to forget about him, and I didn't want that, because Carmelo Hayes is absolutely incredible in the ring. He is one of the best stars to come from NXT, in my opinion. He is like on the level of Bron Breakker, both very speedy and athletic. You know, what Bron Breakker has in power, Carmelo Hayes makes up for in high flying. I mean, it's crazy. So I'm glad he got the win. Very happy about that. I will say, I feel like the trophy shrunk a little. It doesn't feel as big, but maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just bugging with that one. And then, so we had the LWO Chad Gable American Made feud carry on at the Smackdown, because obviously they cheated and have to eliminate Rey Fenix. Rey, obviously, though, and El Grande Americano was obviously Chad Gable. Rey Mysterio said, you know what? You've all still got your gear on. Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix were in the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but why don't they team up with me? 6-man tag against you. And then we had legendary luchador Rey Mysterio, legendary luchador Rey Fenix, and the next upcoming luchador Dragon Lee against American Made in a match, which Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee and Rey Fenix won. But unfortunately, I think Rey Mysterio got injured in the match, which I think this may now mean Rey Mysterio's out of WrestleMania. I don't know if that means still give El Grande Americano a replacement opponent, or whether they'll just replace the match on the card. Maybe Randy versus El Grande Americano, but I think no one wants that. So I think take the match off the card, put something else there, which I have an idea of what could be next, but I'll leave that for now. Opening up the show though, we had Seth freaking Rollins cutting a promo on Roman and Punk, and immediately everyone was trying to CM Punk, and he came out and sat in the pipe bomb position, ready to drop a pipe bomb on CM Punk, which is obviously, I mean, come on, who wouldn't pop for that, right? And he's given a lot away here. You know, a lot of people saying he was dressed like The Rock. He's obviously been planting the seeds with Paul Heyman, saying I should be the one to win. Paul Heyman owes me a favour. Paul Heyman switched from Reigns to Punk. Now in the main event, will he switch from Punk to Rollins? You know, Rollins just explained how Punk brought him and Roman into WWE as his shield, and he did everything to be that shield. He gave it his all to be that shield, and yet WWE only ever wanted to push Roman, and they gave everything for Roman. So Seth made sure he gave everything, because once Punk was gone, they needed a new guy. So Seth made sure he gave everything so that Roman would lose at WrestleMania 40, because he believed Roman didn't deserve to be the guy. He believed he deserved to be the guy. So when CM Punk came back, Seth Rollins was obviously, that's why he's very mad, because he worked too hard for this. So Seth Rollins has believed he's outworked Punk and Reigns, really, and he feels like they're getting more of what he deserves, and he deserves to win. But while he was obviously sat in that position, wearing Rock clothes, the way he held the mic was like The Rock. People are thinking Seth Rollins is going to join Cena and sell out with The Rock, but also have Paul Heyman on the side. That's interesting. That is interesting, and I'm starting to see it, and I'm starting to like it. And originally I had complete doubts that Seth or Reigns would win, and I'm thinking CM Punk's clearly going to win. It's WWE. But now, no, I clearly see Seth winning this match, and this is crazy. But I'm absolutely, most definitely, I'm all here for it. Randy Orton came out and cut the promo like, my 20th WrestleMania, I will definitely have a match. Someone's got to face me. He says he's going to be out there in the ring, either Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember which one he said. But he said he's going to be out there in the ring. And he doesn't care who it is. He doesn't care if it's someone from the crowd. Literally anyone he will take a match against. Now, obviously, everyone's thinking this is Rusev and stuff like that. Honestly, yeah, I think just be Rusev. Wouldn't it be crazy if it was Kevin Owens? Wouldn't that be crazy? Obviously, it's not going to be. it's most definitely going to be Rusev, which I don't hate. I love Rusev. I miss Rusev. Who doesn't miss Rusev? Rusev is a legend. But yeah, that was that. Then we had, yes, we had the Women's United States Champion Chelsea Green. She was meant to team up with her Secret Hervis, you know, Piper Niven in Alba Fire against Zelina Vega, Caitlin Carter and Katana Chance. But then after talking about the count out that happened last week and complaining to Nick Aldis decided, yeah, you're right, we should run that back. Chelsea Green versus Zelina Vega once again, but everyone's banned from ringside, no Secret Hervis at ringside. And Zelina Vega got the win in the match, and she pinned the United States Champion. Now there's only one reason someone should pin the United States Champion, and that is if they are going to take the belts themselves. So I say Zelina Vega, Chelsea Green championship match coming soon, where Zelina Vega takes that title. Or Zelina Vega's definitely got to be the next champ, surely. So yeah, didn't mind that either. What else did we have? Yes, so the Street Profits were set to defend their belts against Motor City Machine Guns, because obviously Street Profits took the belts off DIY. They then beat Los Garza in a one-on-one non-title match, while Pretty Deadly beat Motor City Machine Guns and DIY to claim a shot. Pretty Deadly got their shot against the Street Profits, while the Street Profits successfully defended, and then Motor City Machine Guns beat DIY one-on-one to claim a shot, and Motor City Machine Guns got the shot that DIY wanted for their title rematch. So then DIY in the last few weeks have been claiming there's a bit of a conspiracy saying like, oh, refs are fucking up and they should be the ones getting opportunities. And then yeah, so during the match, Street Profits were facing Motor City Machine Guns. It was going well, and then during the match, bang, DIY come out, ruin the match. No one really gets disqualified, but it ends in a no contest, and DIY actually grab the belts and steal them, as in they run away with the belts. So I just walked up for the car. So that was interesting. And then obviously Nick Aldis chases them into the back, where there's going to be a big fight between Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns. Honestly, when they were running away with the belts, I was expecting Pretty Deadly to come out and be a part of it as well. I do not know when I think but they weren't. And in the backstage segment, Nick Aldis said, fine, you want to settle this? And everyone's waiting in anticipation. We're going to get the ladder match, the multi-man match for tag titles at WrestleMania. It's finally going to happen. And then he goes, it'll happen next week in a TL, next week. And you hear the whole crowd literally go, oh, like lit. I've never heard that reaction from the WWE crowd. I've heard like boos and what the fucks, but I've never heard, oh. It's quite funny actually. But then he said next week in a TLC match, and people cheered up a bit. They're like, oh, okay, TLC match. But here's my thinking, right? I mean, Rey Mysterio is now injured. That match may not happen, because why would they give El Grande a replacement match? It was already the most unimportant match on the card anyway. Why not replace it with the DIY Street Profit Motor City Machine Gun TLC match? But don't let nobody know. Make it a surprise. Let Nick Aldis come out and say, you know what, we're having this match right now. And then we have that amazing match that we always wanted at WrestleMania, and we're going to get it. So that was after the tag titles. That was interesting, obviously. But also we had Rhea Ripley come out, start cutting promo, and obviously why she's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And obviously she's a Raw superstar, so we'll bring up Raw stuff over here for. And then obviously Io Sky came out with the belt. Before Io Sky could say anything, Bianca Belair came out. And Bianca Belair's getting booed, by the way. No one in this feud is a heel whatsoever. They all just hate each other. And yeah, she's getting booed. And then Naomi comes out while Bianca Belair's talking, because Naomi still hasn't settled her thing with Bianca Belair, but they've been departed while Bianca's been on Raw chasing the World Heavyweight title, and Naomi's been on Smackdown feuding with Jade Cargill. So Rhea Ripley, Io Sky and Bianca Belair's argument kind of turns into a Bianca Belair-Naomi argument. Then Jade Cargill comes out to go fight Naomi and starts having a bit of an argument with Bianca Belair, and it just turns out into a big brawl where Bianca's fighting Rhea and Io, and then Jade's fighting Naomi. It's crazy. I thought it was nice. I actually really did like how the fused together, like the fused them together. That was good. Take advantage of that, you know. Bianca Belair can't show up on Smackdown without her former friend Jay Cargill being involved in something, and her rival Naomi being involved in something. So that made a whole lot of sense. I'm glad like they didn't ignore that and just acted as if Naomi wasn't going to care that Bianca Belair was there. I like when there's a bit of like realistic, you know, legitimacy to it. You know, let's not play stupid. Playing stupid would be stupid. Then did Tiffany Stratton do anything? I don't know if she did. Oh, I think she did, yeah. I think, oh yes, Charlotte Flair had a sit-down interview with Wade Barrett earlier on the day, and he did this with both Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton. He had a human conversation with them, should we say, where they weren't really in their characters and they were just kind of like explaining their side of the story, just as everyone was, but it was in a more chilled out version. You know, they weren't like all like, I'm gonna beat Tiffany Stratton. It was just sort of just mellow, like explaining how they feel. And we got words from Tiffany Stratton, and then she said in that digital face-to-face, Charlotte Flair kind of had her in the promo, and she admitted that she thought she was a bit out of her league there, and she was a bit concerned. But then she knew when she had Charlotte Flair, you know, all angered and saying the wrong stuff, that she had confidence. That's always interesting to see, you know. So, honestly, I just want this match over with so we can move Charlotte Flair on to something else, get her out the main title picture. Even if we put her in a mid-card title picture, it will make it more interesting. Tiffany Stratton needs this win though. WWE can't be mad on that. God damn, are we pissed. How could you not be then? You know, how could you not be? And WrestleMania had a kick-off, you know, where they all go out and they all talk to the crowd. And Damian Priest came out and fought Drew McIntyre in the big crowd and everything. So then I had a bit of an interview with Damian Priest in the back, where Damian Priest was just kind of insulting him, really. He was just he wasn't insulting him. Drew McIntyre insulted him earlier, and Damian Priest kind of had real talk. He was dead seriously like, I'm gonna bury you. So I mean, just this promo. WWE's been doing a lot of just promos and people talking about the fight, so they're gonna hype these fights up. I think WWE have been ready for these fights for a long time. While we've had to wait a while for some fights to be announced, I do think the feuds have been built for a long time, and there's not much more building they can do but to have the match. And something else I forgot to talk about. Obviously, we have Jacob Fatu taking on LA Knight for the United States Championship, but when the show kicked off and the show shots of everyone walking into the arena, LA Knight attacked Tama Tonga while they were walking in, slammed his arm into the car door, and he was being checked on by medicals. So he had a match with Solo Sikoa, and he was about to win the match with Solo Sikoa, and then Jacob Fatu attacks him and goes after him. Braun Strowman comes out to help. Obviously Braun Strowman was involved in the feud, had a massive feud with Jacob Fatu. And then it turned into a tag team match where LA Knight teamed up Braun Strowman against Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, where LA Knight then pinned Solo Sikoa. So, a bit interesting, you know. LA Knight's took it to all the bloodline, and now it's just down to him and Jacob Fatu. Will this drive a wedge between Jacob Fatu and the bloodline? Absolutely. I mean, we just know that. But I hope it doesn't ruin Jacob Fatu's moment and Jacob Fatu gets that title. Now, finally, and I'm hoping I haven't missed anything else. I don't think I have. Have I got every feud covered? I think I do. Okay, let's go ahead with it then. We have the main event, obviously, Cody Rhodes, John Cena's final face-to-face the night before. And again, it was just more promo battles, and every time I feel the same thing. I feel like John Cena gives something to Cody, and I'm like, John Cena's untouchable on the microphone. It always reminds me how good he is at promos and how good he is on the microphone. And I always feel like Cody Rhodes is not at a level where he can respond to this. And yet he did. And he did it in an amazing fashion. I mean, John Cena where he responded to Cody's promo after Cody responded to him. Cody was saying, it's not about where my tattoo is, it's about what my tattoo is. And he was saying to John Cena, he's saying, I don't have this tattoo because I think I'm someone. I have this tattoo because I want to be someone. And oh well, this is embarrassing. I told you I'm bad at remembering promos, but I can't actually remember what John Cena said. But I remember it was a very good promo actually. God, what did he say? I remember what Cody said. You kind of forget what Cody said. Oh yeah, he said when he won the Chamber, he wasn't sure if he could. He actually was very positive that he wouldn't be able to beat Cody. But as soon as he said what he said to The Rock, you know, when he said "Go fuck yourself," he knew to Cody Rhodes. He knew how he could beat Cody Rhodes. Then he knew that he could, because he knew Cody Rhodes would do anything to please the fans, and he knew it would always be what the fans wanted. And that was John Cena's whole point. He said you care more about them than you do about winning. And the reason Cena went to Rock was to win. Cena said he had the courage to do what no one would in their final run. No one would have the courage to do it, and I agree. Someone who's been face his whole career and it's got him so much success, and on his final run he's got to spend it doing something different. That takes balls, because if that doesn't work, that's sad, you know. So yeah, so that's what he was saying to Cody Rhodes. He said, you believe in the people too much, you're not here to win. And that's the difference. That's why he's going to win the belt. That's why he's going to take it away from everyone, because the fans make it about them instead of the wrestlers making it about the wrestlers. So, and again, I thought the way like Cena said it in much better words as well. Cena delivered a promo perfectly, and I thought, yeah, Cody, you're finished, man. And it got to a point where Cena was actually just berating Cody Rhodes, and the crowd actually were booing Cody when he started to talk. Like Cody started to talk, the crowd were booing because they fucking loved Cena's promo. It was so hard to deny, and honestly I think this crowd was here for Cena. It is WrestleMania weekend, so everyone who came to WrestleMania are the diehards, like the people who want it to be a WrestleMania. And clearly everyone's Cena fans. But the promo Cody delivered, it was undeniable. Because Cody just started insulting Cena. He says, you know, you've never been that guy. He talks a big game, but yet now, you know, he's got no hair. His muscles are shrinking. He's paler than Sting on, what was it, Starrcade or something, 96. Like, he's basically saying he's old, he's beaten up. He's not the same man that he ever was. And he doesn't understand how Cena thinks he could beat him now because of the condition he's in. He's not that same Cena. And then he said, oh, and to top it off, you still can't wrestle. You know, he alluded to the fact that fans used to chant, you can't wrestle, and no one's ever chanting that to him, and that's an insult. And he said, you still can't wrestle, and the crowd loved it. Honestly, I wish I could remember the insults word for word, because they were incredible. Cody Rhodes, hats off, you know. Still not a better promo game than John Cena. I think if they were allowed to go blow for blow till someone couldn't give a blow no more, that sounds so mad. But John Cena would obviously win. But that's the great thing about John Cena. Even as a heel, he's still putting other people over. He's setting up his promos so that other people can give it back. And while they're on two completely different sides of the argument, you can see both, and you can see both having a point. Like, Cena says something that's so true, and you just think, how can Cody combat that? It's so true. And then Cody does, and then you're like, oh, that's so true as well. How does John Cena do that? It's amazing. But to end it all off, John Cena says, to beat you, I don't need to wrestle. And he just, like, he sort of chops him, like, really softly behind the ears, if it was like a pressure point. And then just goes hitting a Cody Rhodes counters, hits him with a crossroads once again. But also, Cena's point was that, you know, he doesn't need to be good at wrestling. He just needs to be smarter, do the right thing, be the better fighter, essentially. It's not about wrestling to Cena. For Cody, you might want to wrestle for the fans, but for Cena, it's about doing anything he can to win. and take that 17th championship. But then when Cody countered at the Crossroads, again, Cody making this point of, I think just want Cody to look good going into it. Cody's the champion. Cena's in way over his head, and twice now Cody's hit Cena with the Crossroads, and it makes it look like Cena's gonna have a hard time, you know, beating Cody. So that's when they're gonna bring in The Rock and all that. But it's so exciting. I can't wait to talk about this in my predictions video. But it was a great Smackdown. I thoroughly enjoyed watching absolutely every second of it. Can't wait to get my predictions. Thank you all so much for watching. I know this was all over the place, but I do these videos without notes. I just do them off the top of my head, which is why I can never remember promos. So forgive me, but also like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.